Hi, this is Dr. Mark Santa and Wendy Lee from Breakthrough Coaching. And welcome to this special edition of our St. Patrick's Day March Motivation. Hey, Wendy.
Hi, how are you today?
Fantastic. I got my green sweater on.
I
Show
got a
everybody,
leprechaun shirt.
show them your leprechaun shirt.
Whole
Leprechaun.
office has them.
Good. So we're going to talk about making your own luck. And, I love to listen to podcasts. One of my favorite podcasts is by a guy named Guy Raz, R-A-Z. It's public radio, and it's How I Built This. And at the end of each, and he interviews all these top entrepreneurs and business folks who've done amazing things. And at the end of each interview, he says, so how much of your success is due to luck and how much was it due to hard work? And it's very interesting that so many of them say, that there's a component of luck, but the biggest component is being ready.
Yes.
And I love the quote that you put up here that luck is kind of the intersection of preparation and opportunity.
So a bunch of my clients will always ask, what's the secret to success? I'm like, hard work and integrity. And one guy in particular, he goes, I'm not joking. I'm like, I'm not joking either.
Very much so, right? And it's
Yep.
just that much more to get it done. So it's often, I think we're maybe wired this way. Grass is greener on the other side. The old saying. Sometimes we see other folks and we think, they're just so lucky, right? Look at their wonderful life and what they're doing in their career and their relationship. And the bottom line is that the best relationships, the best careers, the best businesses, the best opportunities come from doing something, taking action. I loved the book, The Secret, right? Secret is put out to the universe what you want to attract to yourself. And the problem is you could be sitting in your room wishing all day long that life gives you all the greatest stuff, but you got to actually get out there and take action. And so our message is today, St. Patty's Day, make it your mantra. I'm going to do something. So, Wendy, I want you to walk us through this because I love this info.
So success is built on hard work and integrity, and that starts with character. You want to make sure that you're attracting people who have high standards like you and who have the utmost integrity. So like attracts like. And so if you've got an office full of people that have character and you're doing business with people who have character, then you're going to attract more people with character. So I find that this is especially important, in our referral sources. I don't know about you, but I want to work with a PI attorney that has a high moral character because they're going to take care of me and our relationships and our patient on the same way that I would as well. So when you have character, you're going to attract those networking and referral sources as well. Hard work. If you are striving to be the best in all you do, then your clients and the people you're doing business with and your staff members are going to see that you work hard and they're going to respect you for it. And the more you do, the more you're going to get. Everything is built on relationships. People have to like you. So I can't tell you how many times we've sent people to an orthopedic or a neurologist or some other kind of specialist, and they're like, well, he knew what he was talking about, but man, he had no bedside manner. You can't ignore the patient and how they feel and how you say things and how you develop everything, because that fosters trust. So we need trust with our patients, trust with our staff, and trust with our referral partners that we do business with as well. And we all got into this business for the same reason. We wanted to truly help others. We have a gift, we have knowledge, and we want to give it to people. So when you care more about people and you use honesty and empathy, that's going to improve your relationships leaps and bounds. And you're going to do the right thing by prioritizing the greater good above any self-centered interests. Like, we are in practice to treat patients and get them better. So the number one thing you can be doing, it's very simple. Every day work on developing you.
I love that. The great Jim Parker used to have a saying, loving service, my first technique. Loving service, my first technique. He used to say, if you serve, the money will follow. But if you serve money, you'll always be serving money. And so I love the idea of putting service first, service, my first technique. So you're a master at marketing and networking. Share this with us.
So to networking and marketing are super, super important. I've got 2 daughters going to college this next year, and every college we have visited have talked about their connections, their network, their partners, the internships you're going to get. It's who everyone says in business, it's who you know. But if you're not putting yourself out there to know people, you're not going to know anybody. And it's not an amazing thing. You don't have to know somebody who owns a Fortune 500 business. Like I was talking about PI attorneys. You just need one good PI attorney. You just need one good doctor, or you just need one good salon. You just need one good person to refer you business. And so you have to go out and find those people. Networking meetings, one-to-one meetings. So there's a famous brand of networking meetings that their big thing is one-to-one. So it's great to be in a group full of people, but it's nice to know people on a one basis and get those relationships going so that you can know, love, and trust these people. Community events, I can't tell you how many of my clients I see on Facebook that are at health fairs or runs or days in the community, all kinds of stuff. Places you sell vegetables. What are those things called? I can't remember. I lost the
Garden
word.
stands, yeah.
Yeah, it's garden stands, but all kinds of things. And there's a lot of opportunity in nonprofits. I have always served on a board in our community. So now I'm not a doctor in our office, so I have a little bit more flexibility. So choose someone in your office if you can't leave the practice, and find a nonprofit to serve on. We've gotten a lot of referral sources and relationships, and a lot of our reputation has been built on the service that I've done in our community for our nonprofits.
You know what, Wendy, I just want to make a quick comment on this. And these are maybe more formal type of structures, but don't forget the everyday interactions. One of the greatest referral sources that I ever had in my practice was the bagger at the grocery store. She loved us, and she would literally send us everyone. And so I think it's important to remember when you're in public, and this is if you're a chiropractor or you're a practice team member, you are representing your practice. So, if you think that because life is a little more casual, you can just sneak in and out of the grocery store in your sweats and a cap on, you're not putting out the image of being a doctor. And it's okay to be casual, but it's not okay to be sloppy. It's not okay to be rude. It's not okay to be mean. And it's not okay to not make a connection with the people in your community. You want to be the mayor of the town. Wherever you go, they know you, you know them, you know their family, their kids. And, I can remember going into the bank one day, and the teller came out from behind the counter, took me out of the line, gave me a big hug. And I'm like, uh-oh, did I do something wrong? And she was like, thank you so much for the flowers for the new baby. And I had forgotten totally sending the smallest little gestures go the longest way.
Well, and just paying attention, you know how our biggest referral source is right now is the kicker at the football team of the high school next door. So I'm friends with his mom. He comes in here. He loves Sean. They have a really good, Sean's my husband, in case you don't know. They have a really good relationship. He's really sarcastic. He loves football. Well, we play their school, and my girls are on the cheerleading team. So he thinks it's the coolest thing that his chiropractor comes to his games.
Love
Because
it.
in the stands. And so he tells everybody, my chiropractor's here, my chiropractor's here. And you can just be nice to people and get that relationship going.
Right on. So tell us why.
So when I do things that puts me in a place at the right time, at the right place with the right people, those opportunities present themselves, like those college internships that we were talking about. Whether it was an opportunity for me to get a client, a patient, partner with somebody, or I could use somebody's services. How many times we joke and all these things that we've done for years. It took me 3 years to get a new bathroom. We told the story, Mark, because I couldn't find anybody who would come back after they gave us the quote. And then the person I hired was terrible. So now I want a new kitchen, and I'm trying to network to find a good builder to do that. So you can find things that you need in your office by doing networking. And I need to do something. I'm not going to find these opportunities. Some of them, yes, like the football player. He came into our office, but he came into our office because I met his mother at a women's group. So yes, those opportunities will walk through your front door, but more opportunities will come in your front door if you send somebody out your front door to make these opportunities happen.
Go out and find them, right?
Find
So
them.
definitely your practice team is an extension of you. And it's really, really important to empower your staff now more than ever before. I always say that practice building is a team sport, right? It's not ever done by one. So if your staff doesn't have personal cards, if they don't have name tags, if they're not feeling that they're part of the organization, that they just come in, they're kind of cog in the wheel sort of a thing, make a focus this month on really fostering relationships with the team, letting them know how important they are to the whole healing process. And I know, Wendy, you devote a whole lot of time and recommend that docs and practice team members take time training, right? Not when the
Oh,
game's being played,
yes.
but before, right?
But you train, 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 train. And when you're done training, you start again.
Yeah. Yep.
Because people only retain like 90% of it. And I always joke at conferences, if you're religious, you're taught to read the Bible, right? You only read it once, right? One and done. You learned it all. And then people are like, no, it's the same thing about training in your office. You're going to get more and different things out of it every single time you train.
Yeah. You know, a word on leadership. And I think this is a really important thing for a lot of docs is timeliness, being on time, showing up early, first to leave, last to leave. Don't walk into a team meeting late, the last person walking into the team meeting. Make sure that you're there early to greet that first team member coming in the practice. Leaders can only lead from the front. You can't lead from the back. You can't lead from the same level. Know that your energy, you've got to have good juice, good charged energy in order to be able to not only lead your team, but lead your patients to better health. So take care of yourself, charge your batteries, but most importantly, show up. Show up.
I always tell my staff, I said, I'm never going to expect you to do something I'm not willing to do. So I'm in charge of networking. Sometimes I'm in a dress and heels. If I go into the bathroom and it's a mess in there, I'm not going to come out and ask one of the staff members to clean it. I'm going to go get them up and I'm going to clean it up. And the staff members see that because I'm never going to ask them to do something that I'm not fully capable of doing myself.
So true. Office culture. Listen, Wendy, you are the 5-star practice guru, but an office culture of excellence, right? Excellence on every visit. Good is not good enough, right?
Not good enough for Mickey Mouse.
4 stars doesn't cut it, right? We want 5 stars. And that takes focus, practice, attention, giving it the extra effort, and really, again, connecting with each and every patient so that you're making their experience in your practice that day extraordinary. And you can't skip one. I like the next one about consistent. Thanks.
Well, and you know what works with my office? And this is so silly, so very silly. On everybody's birthday, they pick any restaurant they want, and I order dinner or lunch. And then on their anniversaries of being in our practice, I will let them choose a restaurant and I order lunch. And then randomly, if we've had a really stressful week or really busy or we've done something where we've really come together as a team, I'll just randomly buy them lunch. And like I've got 3 staff members, no one's ever bought us lunch before. No one ever said happy birthday. Never. And all these jobs, like all I have to do is buy them lunch. It's not a huge, and then they got to choose the restaurant, and that was super fun. And another thing that I did this year that was new, like I have a lot of young girls, they're super fun. They're really just interested in finding something more fun at the office. So these leprechaun shirts, I made these. I got a Cricut, much to my husband's dismay. And
Love
I had
that. That thing is amazing.
I know, right? I made these shirts for Valentine's Day, which I'm going to give you a super good hint. So for Valentine's Day, I had a dancing skeleton with hearts all around it. It was supposed to be 3 skeletons, but skeletons are very, very hard to Cricut. They have all these tiny pieces, so never do small skeletons. And I gave them these shirts, and they thought they were great. They wore them like every day. I've never seen people do laundry so often. So then I made ones for St. Patrick. They love them. They're fun shirts. We all dress alike. We wear them together. It creates unity. It's just a silly shirt. And really, they cost me like $5 a piece to make.
Amazing. Well, listen, the way a river can actually melt a boulder of rock and stone is one drip at a time, but it's every day consistently dripping, dripping, dripping all of these things, fostering relationship, training, leadership, showing up, focusing on your office culture of excellence, and making sure that you're expressing gratitude and thanks throughout the day. I absolutely love that. So work on your team, develop your team. I think we're going to close with a couple of wonderful, wonderful quotes. I'm a golf fan, big fan, greatest golfer maybe of all time, Ben Hogan. And Ben's quote is, "The more I practice, the luckier I get." So you want to be sure that when that opportunity shows up for you, you're ready. And the way that you're ready is consistently honing your skills and being out there.
Because you have to be good.
You got to be good.
You got to be good. I like Serena Williams. I love quotes, sports quotes. Luck has nothing to do with it because I've spent many, many hours, countless hours on the court working for my one moment in time, not knowing when it would come.
And she is
working on her craft.
What an extraordinary individual, right? So amazing. And what a great role model that she's been in her profession and brought so many up with her, which I think is fantastic. So spend your time this month working hard, creating your own luck, and do the work, right, Wendy?
Do the work.
So this is Dr. Mark Santa and Wendy Lee, and we're thrilled to be with you. Happy St. Pat's, and make your luck today.